All right, it's Friday, March 8th, just following up on the SPY. I discussed in the last video how I bought some puts up here near the red line when I anticipated that this day would close red. And market has moved down towards the lows of the day. At the very end of the day, I decided just to play it safe and scale out. I'm still holding a position, but I wanted to just be a little bit conservative. I bought those 520 puts at 781. And I exited at 980. I was trying to get out at 10, but anyway, I got out right at the end at 980 here. So 2-point gain here. So it kind of my break even is at 580. If the market should gap up for some reason, if we look at the daily chart, and I'll do a recap video, later on. You can see here, this is a red failure bar after kind of making higher highs here, and now with expectations to follow through lower to start the week, it is possible we start moving towards lower lows. And to me, given this type of close, I think by scaling out, I'm kind of in at no risk. I mean, we could get a big gap up, starting next week, and fine. I'll probably do no worse than break even. Hopefully it'll, hold the midway point of this bar and start lower into next week. But I'll do that on some kind of recap. But I just wanted to kind of, show you how the market closed. And this was kind of what was developing. If you're watching 15-minute structure all day, the breakdown here, as the day was coming to an end, because when things happen matter, and this little rally here towards the end of the day after a big failure day wasn't likely to move much higher, and especially because it was at the end of a week where people were seeing this failure on the move up. That's another reason why you kind of anticipated you close red here, and which could lead to follow through lower next week, which is what I'll be playing for. Versus if this was earlier in the week, maybe this would just be a 1-2 push down and an overall uptrend that would then maybe rally pretty strongly to the close. But given that it was a Friday, that was a key reason why. For me, I wanted to buy puts into some liquidity. This little red bar here was the lower low and the higher high, anticipating that the week would end this way. So anyway, looks good so far. We'll see what happens next week. Obviously, I'm biased to the downside starting the week out. As always, we got to see what happens. There was a couple of interesting surprises this week, which I'll recap later. But, the market did close with a red reversal bar today on Friday. And the weekly chart, is kind of a neutral red bar here, which could go either way into next week. But given that, it was limited momentum the week before, this was an attempt up that has this, kind of neutral looking bar closing red. This is getting to a point where, again, this pullback might develop at some point. So anyway, if nothing else, we should follow through lower, given this red bar in some fashion, and we'll just see, really what unfolds next week.